on this episode of Everyday Grace TV.
When I first showed up several days ago to this free store, I saw people flooding out the doors with stuff, and I thought, good Lord, there's no way we're gonna have enough. But all of the stuff that was flooding out, there were people pulling up trucks, but also just people who had something spare that they wanted to give.
I feel that there are other people that are worse off than what I went through. So I'd rather make sure everybody else is good first, and then I'll worry about myself last.
It's a place where I can come and get something to eat, get clothes if I need it, just about anything that you would need when you're in the situation that I found myself in.
When I first came, I said that one of my goals was to be able to touch my toes again, and I'm just about there.
It's amazing. It just is so truly amazing.
Real people sharing real stories, sometimes surprising, always authentic. This is Everyday Grace TV.
We were blessed here in Beaufort. We have a lot of people that had damage, but it's not as bad as it could have been. But down east is this long stretch of deep land there where it's a low population density. There are very few stores, very few resources. A lot of times they'll come here to get what they need and then go back. And so we are able to set up as a distribution center where people can donate here and we can get it down all the way.
We have people that come and try and not take, even though I know they need more, they take less in order to give to others. And then we have people coming from our down east communities, which is the community past Beaufort on Highway 70. They will come in and load up pickup trucks for their neighbors, for their friends, bring them food, a real community spirit, I think.
This gives us a chance to share. We have people who are familiar with the area, and they will know which towns and communities need help and what they need, and they know the people. And so it's their neighbors and their friends and their old classmates and all that. And they can share those resources with them down there.
There has been incredible generosity just pouring into this place. When I first showed up several days ago to this free store, I saw people flooding out the doors with stuff, and I thought, good Lord, there's no way we're gonna have enough. But all of the stuff that was flooding out, there were people pulling up trucks, but also just people who had something spare that they wanted to give. And we've still got plenty, and it's still coming in, and it's still going out. People are helping. Where there's a need, there's somebody standing there to fill that need in every situation.
Certainly, we need now work teams. We have run the store, and now as the stores around us are opening, which have been closed, we're able to move down to shifting to work teams. We have the warm hospitality here of the people, and most of the locals and most of the church members are getting to the point now where they can be helpful and jump in that too, and look forward to being a friendly place. And we also have wonderful people down east who have so much need, and we can be the hands of Christ. We can see God in them as they see God in us.
We think church is more than a place to go on Sunday. We think church can happen anywhere. It happens as we respond in eastern North Carolina to hurricane devastation, and when we go beyond helping neighbors rebuild, staying until recovery is complete. The power of love can overcome the forces of nature. If you need recovery assistance, would like to volunteer, or wish to make a financial donation, go to nccumc.org/disaster.
At the MERCI Center here, we have people from all over working that have come to volunteer. We have already just sent out at least 1,000 cleaning buckets, we call them flood buckets, to go to people who need them. We have people that are making health kits. The health kit is just a basic hygiene packet that includes a towel and soap and a toothbrush and a comb, so that if you are in a shelter, you will have something to get cleaned up with. And those are just such blessings.
I feel that there are other people that are worse off than what I went through. So I'd rather make sure everybody else is good first, and then I'll worry about myself last.
All you have to do is turn on the TV and you see people risking their lives to help others. There are people down east in boats, and especially fire and rescue, pulling people from flooded homes, people and their pets, and they're doing everything they can to help these people through this disaster, which is going to impact them for quite a while.
It just feels good to do something for somebody else. And if this can help as many people as possible, and it's an amazing thing. And I'll continue to come volunteering when I can, just to help. It's just all about helping.
One of the things I really have appreciated about the MERCI Center here is the willingness of everybody to just buckle down, go out of their comfort zone, and work in the areas that are needed. The MERCI Center is really important. We need items donated to us, first off, so that we can pack them to go places. We help internationally as well as locally. I am always amazed when I see people dropping off supplies that they have purchased. We need to keep going. This is a tool that the Methodist Church can be proud of, that we have to help spread the word of the Lord in a different way.
Everyday Grace TV, where there's story, there's grace.
We have over 100 people that live on the streets of Wilmington who are unsheltered. The Hope Center is a day shelter for people that are experiencing homelessness to come and have a cup of coffee, maybe sit and rest for a little while, have access to computers, store their belongings in lockers. It's also a place to engage in friendship and relationship in an environment where you're not asked to give a lot in order to be able to participate. It's a very welcoming atmosphere.
Right now, we're the only shelter in Wilmington that's a day shelter. We'll be downtown and serve breakfast from 8 to 9. 9 o'clock, we're back here because we have other people that didn't come to breakfast here waiting on us to get back so they can come in and kind of have a sit down and relaxation type period.
It's a place where I can come and get something to eat, get clothes if I need it, just about anything that you would need when you're in the situation that I found myself in. And they help me also give me other resources to help me transition into, my own place. They're just the kindest, warmest, God-fearing people that I've met since I've been here. I'm actually treated like a human being, not just a piece of trash thrown away, and it means a great deal. You can lift your head up and walk down the street.
It don't matter how much drugs you've been on, but I just want to help you so you can help yourself. That's what the Hope Center do.
As a community, I believe that we're all helping one another to provide some better life to not only those that need help, but to those that may be offering it as well. I think it brings people together on an equal level where we don't see one as rich or poor or as needy. I believe that we're all in need of something, and I believe here you can find that, whether it's clothes or food or just love and joy. I find that all here.
It means just that, the Hope Center. Hope for people who has been deemed hopeless. But there is hope. There is a God. It's a good God.
This program started in the summer of 2014 when members of the Goldsboro United Methodist Church applied for a grant to do an outreach program with the goal of helping the immigrant community adapt to this area and learn together with the local residents.
We teach ESL classes, we teach Spanish classes, we also teach classes for citizenship, healthy cooking classes, and then in the summer we teach computer classes.
We do offer immigration services, and a lot of people are in need of that. They don't know where to go to get any kind of legal help, and that's a big deal if you're needing legal help. Help people transition into accomplishing more in life.
I came to the country when I was 18 years old, and I didn't speak English. Then I went through the process of learning English at the community college and then getting my education there. It becomes personal to me to now give back and help those who are going through that process.
International Culture Night was an event that Oscar and I thought of last year. It was a huge success. This year we had, the entire room was filled. We had over 20 or 22 countries represented. All of them were student-led. All of them were people that dedicated their afternoon to spend some time with us. And it was beautiful because, for me growing up here in Sanford, when I was little, I didn't see much diversity in the community. And now there's so much, especially in that event, you see how much diverse our small town is and how many people from across the world have called Sanford their second home. We now have the opportunity to start conversations with them, to learn a little bit about the world and not even having to leave, our own borders. Culture Night was one of those moments where people could come out of their homes and actually come here and meet someone who's from, a completely different side of the world and get something out of it.
We experience God's generosity every day in the actions of this community that comes together to help.
Without Goldsboro United Methodist Church, we would not be where we are at. We really believe in what we're doing, so that just helps a ton. They promote everything that we do, and they're always there to help too. And just being housed under here and getting support from everybody, that's amazing.
Yahweh Yoga is a practice for our minds, for our souls, and for our bodies.
It's Christian yoga. It's a way to express yourself and get close to God through movement.
They start with a devotional, and then the devotional just kind of ties into your breathing and the end of it. And there's music played the whole time, a devotional, and then at the end ends up with a prayer.
The love that you feel, the stillness, to just be still and out of the world for an hour is just like the most priceless gift you could get these days.
Being able to come to yoga was just my time to be able to be quiet with the Lord and just really listen to what He was telling my heart.
I think about the times that I've had mountaintop experiences in my faith, and we can't have those every day. But we can have them something similar to that when we're on our mats. The Holy Spirit is certainly present.
Yahweh Yoga brings me closer to God in that it is a time to be still on your mat. In that stillness, you can hear Him speak to you. and speak to your heart and hear that He wants to fill those desires of your heart.
Since I come the first time, I can't get away from it. I love it.
We have a lot of new friends because this is not only people within our church, but it's people within our community. So we bond with them.
Our program has really grown. We're seeing Methodists come, Baptists come, people that don't even go to church come. Some people are driving 45 minutes, even from outside the county. It's just growing by leaps and bounds.
I'm not a member of this church, but everyone was so friendly, I just kept coming back. Just open to everyone, and everyone is welcome. When I first came, I said that one of my goals was to be able to touch my toes again, and I'm just about there.
It's changed my life. It's amazing. It just is so truly amazing.
Do you want a pumpkin sticker?
Sure. Thank you.
Here you go. Do you want a sticker on your hand or your shirt? Here you go. This one's $10 plus 4, so 14.
This is our 27th year of the youth group at Wesley Memorial having a pumpkin patch in the front yard. And it's actually kind of a cool story how the Pumpkin Patch Fundraiser Incorporated came to be. There was a guy and he went to his pastor and he said, "Hey, I have some pumpkins. Do you want to sell some pumpkins and do a little fundraiser?" And now that family, it has expanded and expanded. They have 1,500 different locations across the lower 48 states and help Boy Scouts and churches and all sorts of people raise money. And it's really cool. We get somewhere between 5 to 7 tractor trailers full of pumpkins in our 6-week season. This year we opened on September 30th and we will close sometime Halloween evening depending on how many pumpkins we have left. Some years we have no pumpkins left. There was one year a couple years ago all we had left were some gourds.
They're kind of cool with these. They have like the long stems. These are our other gourds. These are more like, they look kind of like a swan.
We have people that come and take them and we give them to them as a donation for maybe their fall festival. And one year we had a bunch of the pie pumpkins and we gave them to the food bank so they could give them to people to eat.
It's a staple of the community and probably the first bona fide pumpkin patch in the area. And bona fide, I mean, you know, where people can come and bring their family and start a tradition. And it's been a tradition here for quite a long time where people have come here as children and had their pictures made and then grew up, had families of their own and brought their own kids back. So it has those deep roots and that is important to the community to have something to look at and fall back on and think about, you know, growing up in their childhood.
It's not just people from our church that come, it's the whole community that comes in and supports. When they move away, they come back here to buy pumpkins. This is the only place that they'll buy pumpkins. So you get to see what a real impact the pumpkins really make on, not just on our church or on the Navajo reservation where we get them from, but the whole community gets really involved and they support us, which I think is a great blessing for everybody.
One of my favorite things about the pumpkin patch is that it's a way for people that are new to get connected, and you just have these great conversations while you're passing the pumpkins out of the truck. So there are people that, you know, they were strangers at the beginning of the pumpkin season, and by the end, they're your friends.
We have a lot of these little like cutout things where you can take pictures with like your family and with a friend or something. You can take these carts, like these yellow and green and silver carts, to put all your pumpkins in so you don't have to hold them while you're walking around the patch. We have this wall back here where we have a bunch of pictures and like little sayings that go with stuff that we've done. And then also some mission opportunities that our church takes part in.
One of the ministries that's been really impactful that the Pumpkin Patch helps support is our ministry in Malawi We've worked with Zoe Ministries for the past 3 years to help sponsor a working group, Yamakani, which means praise. And this past year, the funds from the Pumpkin Patch helped pay for us youth and other members of our church to go with Zoe Ministries to Malawi on a mission trip where we observed not only our group, but many other groups in Malawi that Zoe's helped become self-sufficient, and it's been a really powerful ministry for us here.
It is so exciting to see how lives are being changed just by some little round vegetables. The power of pumpkins enables our youth group to go on mission trips. We've been to Philadelphia, we've been to West Virginia, we've been to the mountains of North Carolina. The power of pumpkins powers things like bicycles for kids served by the Methodist Home for Children, and we provide bicycles for the kids that are in this area that are as part of the foster care system that Methodist Home supports and takes care of. We also get to do things like make donations to Winter Park Elementary School. We buy snacks for their first graders because they eat really, really early, and then by the afternoon they're hungry, and as we all would be. If we hear about something cool that's going on in Wilmington or around the world, we have the opportunity to invest in that because we have these pumpkins. So pumpkins power a lot of ministry around here.
We think church is more than a place to go on Sunday. We think church can happen anywhere. It happens as we respond in eastern North Carolina to hurricane devastation, and when we go beyond helping neighbors rebuild, staying until recovery is complete. The power of love can overcome the forces of nature. If you need recovery assistance, would like to volunteer, or wish to make a financial donation, go to nccumc.org/disaster.
Everyday Grace TV. Where there's story, there's grace.
These are our community dinners. We, once a month, cook a meal for the whole community, invite as many people as can come, feed as many people as who come, and we also try to buy produce from local growers and hand it out to people who might need it, along with recipes, and just try to give people things that are in season and teach them something new about food and about eating.
I find them to be very nourishing, very healthy, and the good thing about it is that we get recipes during each dinner, and they have made it into a booklet now where we have every recipe at all of the meals that we have been attending for the last 2 years.
A lot of the foods that they give us, I don't know how to cook. I'm an old lady, but I don't know how to cook a lot of good stuff.
I've seen people much older than me who've lived here their entire lives meet someone who they may have gone to school with a long time ago and reconnected, or may have just been meeting for the first time and have made a friendship, built a relationship. And when people have lived here as long as they have in the same place, you might think that meeting someone new and building a relationship is done, but it's happening all the time with us.
Any vegetable that's in season, we get to take home, and they're plentiful.
They're good food, and you know it's coming from a good place, from the gardens, and they're helping the farmers in the area. A lot of stuff that you should be eating, a lot of people can't afford it because it costs so much money, especially if you have a family.
For some people, it's a meal that they might not even get, which is a good thing.
You meet different faiths, you know, and you all talk about God. You get to meet people that you would not meet maybe other than at a community thing.
It was laid on our hearts that it was a need in our community. We are meeting these needs. We are not reaching all of the people that need, but hopefully we sow a seed that some other church in some other community would recognize, even though we're a small little church, God takes the littlest of seeds and makes them multiply.
There are a lot of things that people could say separates us because we live in one part of town or another, go to one church or another. Even in such a small community, we can find those divides, but at the community dinners, I feel like that all melts away. And that's our goal, is to have people eating at one table together.
AOSP is Apex Outreach Service Project, so essentially we get anywhere from 120 to, this year it's 147, youth to come out and experience God in an amazing way.
We basically go out to different homeowners in the area, whether it's the Apex, Raleigh, Cary area, and we go do work for homeowners that can't keep up with their houses, or they don't have the money to keep up with their houses, and we try to do every little thing we can. But usually it's not us helping the homeowners usually help us, and the community helps us grow closer with God.
It's basically a week-long service project through Apex United Methodist Church. And this year we have 16 different teams, and the age range from rising freshmen in high school to graduating seniors of high school.
AOSP is just like a week of giving back to your community and just like seeing the good in what you're doing. It's just so awesome to see like how much you're giving back to others who like need it more than you.
It's a chance to help someone that lives right down the street from you, and it's a really awesome experience to learn new things and meet new friends and get closer to God.
When you're helping people in your community, I feel like it's different, and so that like leaves a big impact on my life.
We have multiple homeowners that this is like our third or fourth year working on their houses, so it's like you get to go back and see your work from the past year and see how much like it's bettered their lives, and you get to keep going and just help them out even more.
I think it shows how youth can make a difference in the community, and not how everyone thinks is like playing video games all day, but we can like make a difference and help people that are in need.
It's important to me because we get to not only help them with things that they may not be able to accomplish, but also we get to shed the light of God with the people in the community.
When you are able to do things with your hands, and you're mobile, and you have the resources, then you need to use them to help people that aren't as fortunate.
To watch the kids do what they do at their age, it amazed me from the first beginning. Some of that stuff, I wondered, I wouldn't say anything, but I wonder, would they be able to do that? But they fooled me, they carried it out, and I really appreciate that. God's hand is invisible for the natural eye. So by him using other people to spread joy is like a chain link. And what a blessing. And be amazed at the doors that will open if we just let him walk with us. This is perfect. This is what you call love. It's all about love, God's love.
You never forget the people and the homeowners you meet. You never forget the work you've done, and it's an experience that sticks with you. No matter where you go or end up in the world, you always remember that time you hammered that nail wrong at Miss Dunn's house, you know? You never know, like you're never gonna forget those little moments like that. And I think that's important to have that in your back pocket, just to know. I helped that lady that one time, you know?